Hey y'all, it's your girl Kayla, and that's Kayla with the C, aka K Spiritual. Thank you so much for joining me yet again with another video. I'm super excited about this one because I am going to be talking about the new moon cycle and the full moon cycle and how it relates to the woman's cycle. What is the meaning behind it, the history a little bit, and basically what it means to bleed on a full moon and a new moon. Let's get right into it. I'm super excited. When we talk about the menstrual cycle, menstrual, the root word is mean, M-E-N-E. It means moon. On average, it takes about 29.5 days for the moon to fully complete its cycle from new moon to new moon. And for the woman, it takes 29.3 days for her to complete her full cycle on average. In many indigenous cultures and ancient cultures, they call a woman being on their menstrual cycle on their moon. So it is very tied, very connected spiritually, and we're going to get right into those meanings and why it's so important for a woman to be synced up with the moon in its phases. So let's break down the 4 phases of the woman cycle as well as the moon cycle. I do have some notes here, so if I'm looking down, please forgive me. But the woman's cycle, we have 4 major cycles. The first one being the menstrual, which is the bleed. It's the most painful. We experience the cramps and, we're super tired, angry, etc., etc. Then we have the follicular phase, which we're coming out of the menstrual into the follicular. It's right before peak fertility. So we're feeling super energetic. We feel like we look super beautiful. We are feeling creative, the most inspired at that time. Then we have the ovulation phase, which is the most fertile. We may be feeling a little frisky around that time. Our bodies are just wanting a child at this point. But then we go into the luteal phase, and that is the phase right before menstruation. So, we're feeling tired, sluggish yet again, maybe feeling off in our bodies. And then the moon has 4 major phases as well. And it is the full moon. Then we have the first quarter moon, which is the half moon. And then we have the new moon and the third quarter, which is the opposite half of the moon. So we are truly in sync. We are truly aligned with the moon. When a woman bleeds on a full moon and ovulate with a new moon, it is spiritually powerful. It's spiritually entangled. It's a cycle that is often associated with the spiritual and creative powers that a woman has. And it's different for each one, but it basically encourages inner growth. It encourages women to tap into the healer aspect of who they are. So women with this cycle tend to be healers. They tend to be the people that others go to help realign them or for them to listen or give their input. They're wise beyond their years. And this is why, the healer aspect comes into play. Whenever women are on this cycle, it is a beautiful time for introspection and transformation. It is the true indicator of alignment, being in alignment with your body and with nature as well. They call that the blood moon cycle. People also go into the witch side of things. So, if you bleed on a full moon, then you are a blood witch. And then we can get into the new moon cycle. So if you are bleeding on a new moon and ovulate on a full moon, this is the white moon cycle, and also known as you being a white witch. Now, if you don't necessarily resonate with that, you don't have to. This is also a spiritual omen. Women with this cycle are typically highly intuitive and energetically pull their energy away during this time because they feel like this is not the time for me to give to you. Rest is highly important, especially, obviously during menstruation in the first place, but women with this moon cycle are very, very adamant about taking their rest and retracting their energy. Women with this cycle have the innate ability to nurture others and to tap into their maternal energy. They are the caregivers of themselves as well as others. So women with the blood moon cycle, they are the healers and ones that are wise beyond their years. We also have the women who know when to stop, know when to retract their energy. They are caregivers of others, but also of themselves. This cycle is also in alignment, but is the true following of nature's rhythm. Now, it is possible for a woman to switch. So you could go from bleeding on a full moon to bleeding on a new moon, but it's just whatever is necessary at that time. That's really how your body syncs up with the moon phases. And even the new moon and the full moon have different meanings to them depending on what sign they're in, what the focus is on. But overall, bleeding with the moon and syncing up and using the moon to calculate your cycle and ovulation is also very, very powerful, and it's necessary in certain times or certain instances. Knowing that the moon and women have four main phases and four main cycles that we go through, it truly is a huge sign of being the divine being. We have this certain level of divinity that not everyone has. And it's something that I feel every woman who taps into that is tapping into their power, tapping into their innate abilities to heal, to nurture not only other people but themselves. That is all I have for you today. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and turn your post notifications on so you get notified whenever I post. I also have a booking link, and it'll be linked in my bio as well as the description box below. But yes, thank you so much for joining me yet again. I will see y'all next time. More videos are on the way. Bye.